affected that has caused it to be just a disparate numbers of black men in the criminal justice system. That's what we want to address.
But the big challenge is quantifying and identifying racial profiling. I mean, how might the task force, if in fact we have one, handle that issue?
The task force can handle it several ways. They are required to take notes or to look at who gets pulled over for a seatbelt violation, who gets pulled over for speeding, and they're required to take notes to see if it's a black person, white person. So we need to look at those statistics and not just ignore them, and pay attention to those statistics and have the task force look at how many black people are getting pulled over. It can't be that more black people are speeding, more black people are not wearing their seatbelts. So look at those numbers and address those numbers. And if it's a problem in the individual police departments, then address those problems.
You know, we asked Governor Scott about the potential for convening a task force, and right now, in his opinion, the verdict is out, the jury's out on this issue. He's not inclined to do it. What's your reaction to that?
If he's not inclined to do it at all, then we need to make sure that he changes his mind on that. And again, like, we're not just normal people just coming around just to make a big deal out of nothing. This is something that we see every day in the courthouse. And if he's not willing to address it, then there will be another Trayvon Martin. There will be another George Zimmerman, and the situation will continue over and over again. So my statement to Governor Scott, would be he has to address it in order for this not to be a problem again.
Can you talk a little bit about the dynamic of Governor Scott and his opinion of what happened in FAMU and Governor Scott's lack of vocal opinion of what's going on with this case?
I think it was a huge difference. I think Governor Scott voiced his opinion in 3 days when the issue with FAMU, and it took him about 3 weeks to voice his opinion on this situation. He asked for President Ammons to step down in 3 days. He had to ask Chief Bill Lee to step down for his botched investigation. He had to ask what the state attorney in the 18th Circuit to step down. It took him 3 weeks to even get the FDLE involved. And we think there's a huge difference between what his attention was to the Robert Champion situation and what his attention has been to Trayvon Martin.
Why did he choose, do you think, to have FDLE become involved?
Obviously, Sanford Police Department has not been doing their job, and they need to have an independent investigation. So his statement last night was that FDLE needs to give assistance. What we're looking at is that it doesn't need to be assistance, it needs to be an independent investigation. Right now, they're just supplementing the information that Sanford Police Department already had, and that information obviously was falsified witness statements, not following up with certain witnesses, not talking to certain people. And with an investigation like that, any criminal defense attorney, we have several that's here, we would love a case like that, because any time you get a case where the police department does not do their job, it's easy for it to be an acquittal. So if they do not have an independent investigation where people actually go into those witnesses, finding out why the police department messed up, and not only that, being willing to go into a courtroom and call out the Sanford Police Department for lying, to call out the Sanford Police Department for changing those people's statements. If they don't have an independent agency to do that, willing to do that, then it's going to be an easy acquittal for George Zimmerman, even if he is arrested. And that'll be a complete injustice. That'll make a lot of this in vain. That'll make his death obviously in vain if they don't have somebody independent to look at it.
Thank you. Real quick, give us your name.
Mutaki Akbar, Mutagueakbar.
Terrific. Attorney for the family? Or what?
I'm not an attorney. I'm a local attorney here in town. Okay. I'm a criminal defense attorney myself, along with Devron Brown, Charles Hobbs, Jamie Coleman, Stephen Knight, Annabelle Diaz, several other attorneys that are here. We're all criminal defense attorneys. We all see what happens on a day-to-day basis, and we all feel like this is a travesty, it's a complete injustice, and we want to point out how much of a tragedy this is and how much of a mistake they've made so far, and what needs to be done in order to make this not be much more of a travesty on the justice.
Thank you.
Thank you.